just an overview.
I want to congratulate Oklahoma on a fantastic season. They have a really good team. Obviously, they compete in a really good league like ours. I've known Skip a long time. He was a junior college coach for a long time. I have a lot of respect for what he's done. They made it really, really tough on us. And you have to beat good teams this time of year. So I do want to point out that they had some really, really good players, and we had to work really, really hard. Coach Jackson said it best. Coach Jackson's back here, and he said, "Man, we got another week with our guys." So that's as coaches how we feel about this group. Didn't surprise me what you guys saw today, and ladies, this group, they bring it. We talked about, hey, this is just a series. We got to find a way to win the series, and we got two freshmen up here that the tone's always set on the mound. They set it, and I don't want to say too much about this guy, but he's been pretty good as well. So I'm really proud of our guys. We'll probably have a short turnaround. That's what I told them. The way it works is we'll probably be playing Friday at noon. So we'll take those showers and move on and be ready for Super Regional at the Bosch.
Scott, you want to talk about each of the three performances today?
Yeah, I'm afraid to talk about Gavin. It's like a no-hitter. So, I'm just going to tell everybody else to just touch him. That's just as good of a performance in a regional that I've seen. But I see, I gave a shout out to Adam Lucas because Adam Lucas was the first person that told me about Gavin Gallaher. He was really, really young, and he said, "Man, I don't know how good he is, but he's a heck of a baseball player." And we basically offered Gavin Gallaher based on Adam Lucas's recommendation. So he was a part of our recruiting staff, I guess now. Lynch, you saw in the ACC tournament, we had a plan, to not use either one of these guys unless we had a lead after the seventh. The plans don't always work out, but thankfully the players make you look mighty good as a coach, and Lynch set the tone, and McDuffie came in right after him, and they both just did what they've been doing all season.
Start back, Rod, back right.
Scott, how do you describe what you saw from their pitching? I think that was Oklahoma's lowest scoring game of the regional.
These two guys, I tell them all the time, you're no longer freshmen. You've pitched in big situations the entire year. I've told them both, too, they're both starters. For us to have success this season, we needed them to pitch out of the bullpen and buy into that, and they both obviously did. But we also lengthened them out. McDuffie had a start, I believe, against George Mason, who's a really good team, and Lynch had been lengthened out and got the start against Clemson. But that just shows you the type of stuff they also have. So you combine that with command, it's hard to square up the ball.
Brian?
Ryan, can you talk a little bit about how Morristown kind of created this moment? It's obviously a smaller school. You chose not to leave. It's not necessarily known as kind of a powerhouse that produces good talent. And then can you talk about, you were pitching there last year, and then 1 year later you're pitching in front of Bosch, and
Right, yeah, I had a lot of great coaches there, and a lot of people that are supporting me. It's probably different than a lot of guys on the team are used to coming from. I'm close to AMAD, but he understands. But just a lot of the ideas of just trying to be tough and tough weather and long season with not quite the same resources that I have here. But it really helped me and shaped me for the future. And the crowd is a lot different. It's a lot different environment, but a lot of the guys here helped me to get used to it, which is great.
Kip, then Adam.
Yeah, Ryan, you mentioned that pitching against Clemson last week. Are you getting a reputation as a big game pitcher? You pitched in the ACC championship game, pitched in the regional championship game. Is that developing kind of a mindset for you?
I don't think I'd say so. I think it's just the way it's worked out. I threw probably majority of my innings this year, get midweeks and other games like that. But I think it's just a pretty big coincidence. But I'm grateful that I was able to pitch as best I could in these situations.
Adam.
Gavin, we asked you a little bit about it last night, but having the experience, this team having the experience of having played in that Monday night game against LSU last year, going to the final game of the regional, how did you see that maybe affect or help fuel what you guys did today? And how important was the start that y'all got off to getting out to the 3-0 lead early on?
Yeah, I think that was definitely big. I think drew off that experience a little bit from last year. Knew it was going to be a tough game. And when you jump out to a 3-0 lead early like that, when we know what we have in the pen and on the mound, it definitely takes a little bit of that weight off your shoulders. So I think that first inning was huge to extend that, turn it into 3 runs, and then just let these two kind of do their thing. I think we felt pretty comfortable.
Gavin, after top of the third, you guys get 4 runs, bottom you go 3 up, 3 down. How does that quick turnaround help that offensive momentum continue being able to go? Yeah, it's huge. Shutdown innings. That's what I know. These guys obviously they are always looking to put up zeros, but having that, having a big inning offensively, and then a quick inning defensively, it keeps the momentum in your dugout. Keeps those guys on the other team on the field longer. That pitcher's getting tired. Those guys are sitting in the sun longer. Definitely good to have. Yeah.
Grace and Tommy.
Ryan, how did you draw off your start from Clemson and just the rest of your innings throughout this entire season to keep you grounded and in the mindset for today?
Yeah, I think just a lot of things I learned from leaving this year helped me with the mindset of just never trying to cruise and always just being aggressive and picture same situation as if I was coming in a jam or I was only throwing for an inning in a midweek or whatever it might be, just never changing my mindset and just trying to continue with the same, concepts that I've been trying to use the whole year.
Tommy.
Coach Forbes, I don't know the exact number, but a ridiculous amount of runs scored with 2 outs. Just can you and Gavin talk about the ability to we talked about situational hitting all year and really came through today.
Yeah, these guys, I have to give them credit because the players have to do it, but they've completely bought in to not looking at the scoreboard, the outs, or just trying to have a great at-bat. You have to be careful trying to do too much with runners in scoring position. And all you're trying to do is have a quality at-bat. You keep a quality at-bat chart. What that is you control the zone, you get a good pitch to hit, you get your A swing off, and you can't be afraid to take a walk and trust the guy behind you. So, these guys have really bought into that, and that's helped us pressure teams, especially the second half of the season.
Raise your hand if you have a question for Walker. Grace.
Walker, you started, you pitched in the middle innings, and now you've kind of settled into the closer role. Just how would you embrace that, and how do you think it's led to the results on the field?
I just want to pitch, right, and help the team, so whatever role that is, I'm willing to buy into it and do it. So, yeah.
Gavin, just kind of talking about regionals, your mindset, obviously huge performances across this year and last year. Are there any changes that you make in your mindset or any sort of adjustments coming into big games like these?
I wouldn't say in particular to playing in a big game, but you definitely make adjustments throughout the season as it goes. This year as a whole has been a little bit up and down, but I feel like I've started to put it together a little bit this back half of the season. So being able to do that, I've really just tried to buy into our approach at the plate, trying to execute that, get a good pitch and get a swing off, and I think I've started to realize that if you do that, you can't control anything after that, and it makes hitting a whole lot easier. So,
Pat.
Right, a little bit of traffic there those first 2 innings, but it seemed in the third on, the slider really started coming around for you like it has all years. What kind of progression, finding the feel for that, how they went on?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was just, I think I was just trying to cruise a little bit in the first couple innings and wasn't quite being as aggressive. So after that point, I guess after the home run in the second, I think I was just trying to get back to being really aggressive and just, picturing myself as a reliever and just chucking it as much as I could.
Coach Forbes, after the game, the fans were chanting ACC, and I'm curious with the national narrative around the SEC and the kind of disrespect a little bit the ACC gets. Did it mean a little bit more to kind of win this regional and make a statement against an SEC team?
Not for me, honestly. I just want to do all we can to put these guys in a position to win a national championship. I don't care who we're playing. We talk about it all the time. We're going to work hard. We're going to lift hard. We're going to practice hard so we can try to dominate whoever we play. If that's something people want to write about, that's fine. I do feel like the ACC this year was the best it had been, top to bottom. It was a battle every single weekend, no matter who we played. You're seeing that right now in the postseason. You know, Duke is in a super. So, you know, I have a lot of respect for the SEC, but also, you know, think the ACC is as good as any league in the country.
Jade, then Kip, then Rod.
Walker, you're one of the youngest guys on this team. You know, when you're in a bullpen with guys like Jake Knapp, what are some of the notes that you're taking? You know, as you're watching them either in a game or in practice, or what's some advice that they've given you throughout the year?
Yeah, just try not to make it bigger than it is and make them hitters, like make them better than they are, and just kind of keeping that routine and to just stay neutral and not be too high or too low.
Kip.
Scott, the third inning, when you guys broke it open, they bring in the left-hander. All four of your lefty hitters reached base safely, walked 3 base hits. Did their approach change at all after yesterday, or new advice or anything?
No, I thought the lefty that started, I think was it, what was his name, Barnfield or
Barfield.
Yeah, he had a tough angle. Slider took off. You know, again, Coach Jackson and Coach Wiersbicki, they have these guys so prepared. And these guys, again, the players have to buy into whatever you're working with them on back there. They move them on the plate, they move them off the plate, and they're always going to have an approach, no matter who the pitcher is, the report's done. So, yeah, I mean, whatever lefty came in, there was a certain approach, and that definitely helped those lefties have more success for sure.
Last 4 questions. Rod, Pat, Grace, Tommy. Rod.
Ryan and Walker, what goes through your mind as you watch Gavin do what he did today and then throughout the weekend as pitchers?
I mean, you see him work every single day. I mean, when it's just us back here, and I mean, I'm just proud of him. Nobody else sees what he does, and for him to go out there and do that and for everybody to see it's pretty cool.
Pat.
Walker, I'm sure, you know, watching last year's team make the run, you guys were pretty locked in, just kind of watching that unfold. To be out there on the mound in this environment with mistakes, with your work, just kind of, what was that just kind of feeling like being out there after seeing that?
Yeah, I'm pretty grateful for the opportunity for sure. I was actually at the game and watched it last year and just was wanting that to be me, and I'm glad that I was actually able to fold out play.
He was really nervous. I saw him on TV. I slowed it down. In the game, he's like this against, who was it?
LSU.
LSU. But man, not too bad down there for old Sanford boy, is it?
I skipped Adam. Adam, go ahead.
Thank you, Carson. Very nice of you. Gavin, what scientific question here? What does it feel like to be as hot as you are? And you were mentioning it earlier, but like, can you point to one specific thing recently that has really helped this streak take off?
Well, I guess first part of your question, just trying to keep my feet under me, not make it any bigger than it is. Baseball is a funny game, and the second that you lose that humility is when it'll catch up to you. And I got a piece of that yesterday, for sure. So, yeah, I mean, feels good. Just try to repeat it. I'd say that the best thing I've tried to do, especially this weekend, was just slow the ball down, start early, move slow, and get that good pitch selection.
Grace.
Gavin, can you just take me through this whole season? I mean, you talked about it a little bit. It's been a bit of a roller coaster. Maybe didn't start in the way you wanted to. Now it seems like you're playing your best baseball. How have those emotions, do you think, just improved yourself as a player?
I'd say just, tried to stay level the whole season, not be too high or get too low. It can be easy to...
Okay, you can do whatever you want.
No, I was going to say,
Game's in the stadium.
he's perfectly fine. We're not going to...
I was looking to see how many ACC teams have made it to the Super Bowl.
We're not worried about that at all. Sorry, what was I saying? Talking about... No, you're okay. Highs and lows of the season. Yeah, just trying to keep a level head throughout the whole season, be the same person every day, and buy into what we talk about is the process. It's, like I said, it's easy to beat yourself up. So just take every day as a new day and be consistent.
Last one, Tommy.
Coach Forbes, to sort of wrap it up, obviously you prefer not to have to play a second game like this, but the silver lining is it builds these guys and all. Just talk about the experience factor in playing these high leverage games.
Yeah, most of the time you play in some type of actual elimination game, like, it's winner or go home. So, I would have preferred, obviously, to have won it yesterday and rested, but I just woke up, unfortunately, yesterday and just had this feeling, hey, obviously we felt like we had a chance to win, but I just thought, man, this thing might go to Monday, so we have to make the right decisions in the game and make sure we have these two horses ready and stay positive. But, yeah, that's good for you. We did it in 22. We did it last year. And I tell the guys, it's this time of year you have to expect hard. If you pull away like we did, that's awesome. I enjoy that, but it's not as the harder it is. These guys know the harder you have to work for it, the more gratifying it is.
Yeah, I want to congratulate Coach Forbes and his staff and their baseball team for a great game, great battle. 3 games that we played them. In today's game, we kind of lost some momentum in the first inning. We made an error and they scored 3 runs and never really we kind of gained back the momentum with a 2-run homer and really couldn't sustain it on the mound as much as we'd wanted to. Maybe it's you can use a lot of excuses. You can say, hey, the bullpen, maybe we're tired, maybe a lot of things, but baseball is not a forgiving sport. It doesn't care how you feel, and you don't want to feel this way when you lose. I thought we had a good year all year long. We fought through some adversity, fought through some injuries. We had 3 frontline starters, and we're really proud of that. A lot of guys grew up. I'm just thankful that let young men like Easton, Carmichael in my life, God did that, and that's good.
Questions for Coach or Easton? Kip, excuse me.
Yeah. Easton, you've been in the NCAAs 3 years now. You're one of the veterans on this team. Put into perspective what you feel like the program accomplished with the run this year.
Yeah, my brother was lucky enough to be on that 22-man law team, so I kind of got a glimpse of that too. It's on the rise. This guy does a hell of a job, and he works harder than anybody. So Sooner fans got to be really happy with who they have, and it'll continue to get better.
Grace.
Easton, how did you see young guys like Drew Dickerson just step up this weekend?
Yeah, people kind of joke that I'm Yoda with Drew. But yeah, man, he's continued to get better. He's continued to understand who he is as a player, both offensively and defensively. And we talked quite a bit just about approaches, swings, whatever. And just to see that this weekend was really awesome because I think he kind of came out of his shell a little bit of understanding who he is and the potential he has. So I'm really excited to see what's next for him.
Yep.
Coach, I wonder what you saw at Gallaher. Obviously had 2 homers late in this game, but seemed to be sending a great bat all weekend.
Yeah, he was hot. He was one of those guys that was really hot. I mean, he covered change-ups, he covered sliders, he covered fastballs. I mean, he was covering a lot of pitches, and when a guy's hot like that, you kind of try to pitch around him, and we couldn't pitch around him with some men on base. Maybe yesterday we had a base open. I probably should have pitched around him, but we had a lead, so it didn't matter to me. I mean, he's a good player, and it's really fun to watch.
Adam, then Kip.
Skip, sort of along those lines, I know UNC isn't a team that has huge home run hitters up and down the lineup, but their ability to come through with 2 outs during this regional again and again, what did you make of that? It sort of kind of did a lot of 2-out damage against you guys.
I think it's experience. I think they had 4 or 5 guys that were graduate seniors playing against guys. I mean, we threw 1, 2, 3, and one guy that threw 1 inning on 4 guys that were really young. And so we threw everybody on our whole staff today. Everybody got to pitch, so the weekend. And when you have guys like that are older, that's seen pitches, I mean, you got to think your way through the lineup. They're not going to get they're not going to get out the same way twice, and that's a good sign. I mean, Coach Forbes and the hitting coach has done a great job, and the pitching coach has done a great job. We ran a freshman out there today, and the guy pounded the strike zone and kind of kept us off bay, and didn't get the leadoff hitter on, didn't get to play offense the way we play offense, and hats off to them.
Yep.
Yes, Skip, yesterday you had a lot of success using left-handers against their lineup. You went to that strategy in the third inning, and I'm guessing you would hope it would work out better than it did.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you have to do. You got to try to maximize your bullpen as much as you can, and hopefully that he can be in control of himself. And he got a little bit out of control because we had to bring him in with man on first and second. I'd rather bring a guy in with a man on first is okay. Man on first and second, I kind of worry about it. Bases loaded, it gets pretty hectic. You want to start him in a clean inning, and these momentum changes in baseball, it's kind of a funny thing. You go out there and you get out of a big moment, and the guy goes back out there and gives up runs. And so you really got to really focus on just executing a pitch. I mean, I ran a freshman out there today that was 95 to 99 miles an hour, and it's just about executing a pitch. And they barreled 2 balls. I mean, it goes to show you, throw the ball to the target, and good things happen.
Coach, Dylan Tate had only pitched 1 game all year, and he did a really good job in the middle innings, only giving up 1 run over 4 innings. Could you talk about his performance today?
Yeah, Dylan's a special young man. He fought through some injuries through the fall, kind of a weird injury, and we tried to get him back early spring, had the same kind of bounce back, and then we kind of gave him a couple more months off. It's his draft year. I think he'll come back. I hope and pray that he comes back because he's got a really good arm, and he's really talented, and I think he can kind of carry some of the load that I'm sure Kyson and Malachi and probably Crossland. And we've lost our starting rotation 4 out of the last 5 years to the draft. I mean, I don't know if there's a lot of Division I teams that happens, the whole rotation. So really proud of that. I mean, we're here to help those guys develop and make them young men and be good fathers and good husbands and move on to try to skip A ball to go to AA. And I'm really proud of that.
Adam?
Easton, what sort of approach did you guys want to take at the plate today against Lynch, their starter, and how were you able to, I guess, not do that? You pitched pretty well. Like, what sort of mindset did you take in, and what did you see from him?
Well, some guys got to see him on, Saturday night. We knew it was a big slider. Just kind of stay up in the middle of the field. But, I mean, that's why you play the game, though. I mean, sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. So it's just one of those it's just how it felt today. But, yeah, I mean, every time you go up, you look to do damage. You look to work your approach, middle of the field, gap to gap, whatever that may be. But it's just baseball. That's how it is.
Easton, UNC normally steals a lot of bases up and down the lineup. They have a lot of fast guys, but you were able to get Luke Stevenson out. Can you just talk about your arm and how that's able to help your team?
Yeah, obviously Kepley's a really, really good base stealer. We knew that going in. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you do the best you can to help your teammates, whether that's just blocking balls, receiving, throwing, whatever that may be. But it's just one of those of just do the best I can on any aspect of the game defensively. I don't think it's just throwing. I really, to be quite frank with you, arm could probably be a little better, just how it is. But that's why I try to work on a lot of other things, receiving, blocking, whatever that may be. But yeah, Kepley is a really good base stealer.
Last one, Grace.
Easton, I mean, first year, new conference, this is probably your last year in college baseball. Can you just kind of contextualize this whole season with this team?
Yeah, it was awesome. We'll be the first team to ever play in the SEC, which was awesome. Great experience. Got to see a lot of old buddies, summer teammates, whatever you have you. It was something I'll definitely cherish and remember forever. And it's not easy playing in the conference. I mean, it's hard. Every game feels like today. I mean, every game feels like there's a lot of weight to it. But that's why you play. I mean, you want to be in those big games. And going into atmospheres like this, I mean, it wasn't new to us. And that's something that you have to cherish and be thankful for, too, because once you get in these big games, it's just second nature. You're playing against the ball at the end of the day.
Be good. Anybody else? Okay, guys, thank you
Can I
very
say
much.
something else?
Yes, sir, please.
You guys have a team here that can win the national championship. I can tell you that. They're good. They're really good. They can run. They can do a lot of things. You guys should be proud of that.
Thank you, Coach.